The Joe Rogan Experience.
Yes.
Russell, why is it that when people start getting like super spiritual, they start dressing like you? You dress like a guru.
We circulate a memo, so it's now time to stop wearing socks, stop shaving, and make eye contact for a bit too long.
Oh, uncomfortable eye contact.
Give a bit starey.
How long are you going to go with the beard? I mean, that's like, you're full on like, you're a yogi now.
I mean, it's gone beyond Jesus and into Moses and lesser prophets, Old Testament.
Or Navy SEAL. You're in that range too. Like you could be some wild man.
That's a mistake that wouldn't like if there was an assault course in front of us, that the potential for me being a Navy SEAL would start to break down. I once went on an assault course with some US Marines in that place near San Diego. I can't remember the name of that base. And climbing up that rope using your leg muscles, it was not good value.
Didn't enjoy it?
I like the camaraderie, and I really as I've written about and talk about quite a lot, when I'm around very male environments, I kind of really like it. I really get off in it, but I have to watch myself not getting too excitable. It's even in this environment, as a matter of fact. I have to keep myself a little bit chilled out.
Why? What do you mean? What does it do to you?
Well, I guess what it is my early life, I grew up mostly around my mum, and I don't have brothers and sisters and stuff like that. So my male role modelling occurred later in life. And I think it probably relates to this spiritual thing. I think it meant that I'm very open to sort of spiritual experience, meditative experience. I didn't have a lot of grounding physical experiences or bodily experiences really till adolescence, until and sexuality. That's the first time I really sort of got into the body. Didn't do sport as a kid. Didn't have like men going, right, this is what we do, this is how we shave, this is how you treat people, this is, I didn't really sort of get that kind of education. So now still, if I'm around like soldiers, UFC fighters, I go, I do BJJ primarily as a result of these let's not call them confrontations. Conversations. That's a much nicer term. So there's a bit of me that's, I get excited about the analysis of it. It's not homoerotic because that doesn't happen to be the way that I roll out.
You just enjoy a little too much.
There's something about it.
Yeah, you get fired up. And it what's bad about it? What's bad about getting fired up?
Nothing for me, except look, my model for life is a sort of a 12-step model about watching my impulses. Yes. My impulses have got me in a lot of trouble. My impulse is to take drugs. My impulse is to sleep around. My impulse is to even eat food. I've got a sort of a tendency to get obsessive. But, you would probably argue that if you direct that energy correctly, it can be kind of positive. I
think it can, but I agree with you that it can get out of control. And I have similar impulses. I have similar problems. And I've just used discipline and hard work, especially working out, to try to mitigate it.
Well, that's what I pick up from you, is that your early encounters with martial arts have meant that you've understood from a young age, it seems to me, physical discipline. And I think that's a very important thing. And I'm only learning that now, because I've had drugs, then fame, then and chaos, and I've only just emerged from the sort of the fog of that madness.
I love how you've emerged though, because it's very unique. You've uniquely emerged authentically. This is who you really are. You're not putting on an act. You've found yourself, which is what everybody wants to do. They want to find themselves. I mean, it never feels like a completed task, right? Everyone's a work in progress forever.
That's right.
But you are you. You are very comfortably you, and you've found what makes you you.
That's a lovely compliment to get from you, Joe. I appreciate that, because what I think about is you're a very different type of person to me. There's things that in this world, in these polemical times, you and I would be supposed to, I would say, take adversarial stances on. I'm vegan now. You love hunting. But my personal philosophy is my morality and my spirituality is for me. It's not something I go around inflicting on other people and telling them how they should behave. I know enough now to know people are different. People have different experiences. And I don't let those things get in the way of how I evaluate other people.
We should all be more like that. I really believe that. I mean, there's so many people that I disagree with that I have fine conversations with. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I don't think that impulse to have antagonistic engagements with people that you disagree with is correct.
How else are we going to consolidate? If it's just I'm only going to deal with people that see the world roughly how I do, how are we going to form new tribes, new alliances, new relationships, new systems at a time when evidently, it feels to me at least, Joe, things are breaking down?
Yeah.
There's a lot of bitterness, acerbity and confrontation, and people don't want to talk to each other. I mean, I don't know how real that is of actual people. I'm talking, I suppose, about how the media landscape seems to present information. I don't know if that's true when you're, when I'm around people, I don't sense, oh, wow, these guys are really tied up in Brexit or Trump or whatever. It doesn't seem that relevant to ordinary people. It seems to me that people are still operating in a personal, how are you today? Are you okay? People are willing to get on like that. I mean, how are we supposed to take these ideas on board? They're sort of almost too vast for us. These geopolitical ideas that we're asked to identify with.
Right, and then your everyday life, it hardly ever affects you, or affects you very little in comparison to things that you ignore because you're concentrating on Brexit, or you're concentrating on Trump, or you're concentrating on whatever it is.
Yeah,
the wall. Build that wall, whatever it is.